He had landed on the planet of Illyria not as a conqueror or diplomat, but as an unexpected visitor. Captain Elias Moore had been sent to negotiate a minor trade agreement. A routine mission compared to the battles and negotiations he had seen among the stars. Yet, as soon as his ship touched down, it was clear that Illyria was anything but ordinary. Towering crystalline spires jutted into the pale sky, and streets shimmered with a strange energy that seemed alive, humming faintly beneath his boots. The Illyrians were humanoid, yet unlike any species Elias had encountered. Their skin carried soft luminescent patterns, their eyes shimmered like polished gemstones, and their movements were graceful, almost as if they floated rather than walked. Despite their beauty, there was a palpable tension in the air. Whispers of the outsider followed his every step, and the moment he entered the grand court of Illyria, he felt the weight of 1,000 pairs of eyes. At the center of this magnificent hall stood Princess Liara, her form radiating authority yet delicate elegance. She was young, yet her gaze seemed older than the ages, wise beyond her years. Her attendants hovered nearby, silent, watchful. When she spoke, her voice resonated like a melody, soft yet commanding. "You are Elias Moore," she said, tilting her head, "the one who came from beyond the stars." "Yes, Your Highness," Elias replied, bowing slightly. He had expected formalities, perhaps even suspicion, but not the intensity of her stare. Lyra's eyes softened and she took a hesitant step forward. "I knew you would come." Elias blinked. "You knew?" She nodded, almost shyly. "I felt it, a presence, like the one I had heard of in the old stories." The court murmured. Whispers grew louder. The old legends spoke of humans as wanderers who carried the strength of stars in their hearts. Most dismissed them as myths. Elias, for all his years navigating interstellar politics, had never thought of humanity as anything beyond curious explorers. Yet here, in the center of this alien world, the legends seemed alive. Days passed, and Elias was shown the wonders of Illyria. Gardens floated in midair, rivers glowed with light instead of water, and the Illyrians' technology blended seamlessly with nature, creating harmony he had never seen anywhere else. Through it all, Liara watched him. She spoke little, yet there was a connection forming, something Elias could neither define nor ignore. One evening, as the twin moons rose over Illyria's crystalline horizon, Liara approached him in the palace gardens. The air shimmered with bioluminescent insects, and the scent of alien blossoms filled the space between them. "You have a gift, Elias," she said softly. "The stories, the legends, they speak of a human who will guide Illyria through a darkness yet to come, and I believe that human is you." Elias felt a weight in his chest. He had never sought heroism, only duty. Yet the sincerity in her voice stirred something he hadn't felt in years. "Hope I don't understand," he admitted. "I'm just a man. I've made mistakes. Liara placed a glowing hand on his arm. "It is not about perfection." "Father?" Elias froze. The word hung in the air, heavy and impossible. "Father?" She nodded, her eyes glistening. "I call you father because you are the one I trust, the one who will protect me, my people, and the future of Illyria." The hallways of the palace were silent the next morning, as the court awaited her presence. When Liara entered, the attendants stopped mid-step, and every eye turned to her. She raised her head proudly and declared, "This human is my father." Shock rippled through the room. Some gasped, others whispered feverishly. In the Illyrian court, lineage and titles were sacred, passed down through bloodlines and centuries of tradition. No outsider had ever been given such a place of honor, and yet, there was no question in Lyra's voice. Elias stood in disbelief, his uniform stiff, his mind struggling to process what had just happened. "Your Highness," he began, but Liara smiled, stopping him with a gentle gesture. "Call me Liara," she said simply, "and call me your daughter." The days that followed were unlike any mission Elias had ever experienced. He trained with Illyrian guards, learning their techniques and their customs. He studied their history, their language, and the intricate ways they communicated through both words and gestures. In return, he shared stories of Earth, of humanity's resilience, creativity, and unyielding spirit. He discovered that his presence inspired more than respect. It inspired hope. The bond between Elias and Liara grew beyond mere duty. She would often meet him in the palace gardens, asking questions about Earth, about the stars, about the people who dared to explore the unknown. And in turn, he began to understand the depth of her wisdom, the weight of her responsibility, and the courage hidden behind her luminous eyes. Then the first threat arrived. A fleet of marauders drawn by rumors of Illyria's wealth and knowledge approached the planet. The Illyrians, though powerful in their technology and magic-like energy manipulation, had never faced organized aggression from beyond. Panic spread through the city as citizens prepared for the unknown. Elias stood at Lyra's side in the command center, the sprawling view of approaching ships reflected in his eyes. "We can hold them," he said firmly, though doubt lingered. "Together we can find a way." Liara squeezed his hand. "We will. You taught me courage. You taught me strategy. And now, we fight as one." The battle was fierce. Elias led from the front, combining human ingenuity with Illyrian energy tactics. He adapted quickly, understanding how their abilities could be enhanced with his own strategies. Together, they turned the tide, repelling the marauders with a brilliance that shocked the galaxy. When the dust settled and Illyria's spires gleamed under the twin moons, the court gathered once more. Whispers had changed. Fear and doubt had been replaced with awe and admiration. Humans were no longer mere legends. Elias Moore had become a symbol of unity, hope, and courage. Liara approached him again, her eyes bright with gratitude and pride. "You are truly my father," she said softly. "And the people, they now see what I have always known. A human's heart can be stronger than the mightiest power in the galaxy." Elias smiled, finally understanding the honor and responsibility he had been given, not as a conqueror or diplomat, but as a father, a protector, and a guide. In that moment, he realized that humanity's potential was far greater than he had ever imagined. And perhaps, just perhaps, the galaxy was ready to learn that lesson too.